She'll be a junior this fall at Canisius College in Buffalo, where she's studying health and wellness and pre-med. She's here tonight to share her story with all of us. So please give your undivided attention to Ashley Long.
Hi everyone. So I was born and raised in Buffalo, New York, and when I was growing up, I really believed that everybody's dad wore a medical alert and they infused. I found out very quickly that's not the case. So I realized sooner rather than later that not everybody's dad did that, and my dad is a severe hemophiliac, but the most important thing to me is that he's my biggest inspiration. He's my role model. He has inspired me to do everything. And that although hemophilia is something he has, it does not define him by any means. And something I don't generally share with people, but I feel that it's an important aspect to share, is that my dad actually had a brother, Bobby, and he was born in the 1950s, and at the age of 11, he hit his head and he developed a brain bleed, which he ultimately passed away from. And back then, hemophilia was seen as a death sentence, and I think about every day that we have so many medical advances in this community, and that hemophilia is now seen as a chronic disease that with proper treatment, people can have normal lives. And at my sorority, Phi Sigma Sigma, we do a recruitment retreat every year. And something we always say to each other is, from the outside looking in, you could never explain it, but from the outside looking in, you can never understand it. From the inside looking out, you can never explain it. And I was sitting there and I kept thinking to myself how prevalent this is, not to just Greek life, but to the bleeding disorder community as a whole. Hemophilia has always been a dominant force in my life, whether it be because of my dad or myself as a symptomatic carrier. And as hard as I try to explain the impact it has on my day-to-day life, it's so hard for anyone outside the community to truly understand it until you live it. And I don't think I personally understood the impact it has on me until about a year and a half ago. My freshman year of college, my dad began to undergo hepatitis C treatment with Gilead's new drug, Carboni. And the stress of trying to get him this expensive and life-saving drug and to watch him go through treatment was something I really hope nobody else has to experience, and I love that we're starting to see a cure for it. And my dad was extremely lucky. He was able to get the drug, and he was ultimately cured of hepatitis C. But while I watched my dad go through treatment, I saw how brave he was. He never seemed scared. And throughout my whole life, I had never seen him complain about pain in his joints or bleeds or any frustrations he had. And it made me just kind of look at him and go, my dad is such a strong person. And from that point on, I made a point to make a change in this community and to do my best to improve the lives of everyone in the bleeding disorders community so that no family should have to go through what my family has had to go through. And I like to think of my bleeding disorder as less of a disability, and I use it more to my advantage. And it's had such a strong impact on my life that I've actually used my experience to accomplish my dreams. I know that the only barriers preventing me from reaching my goals are myself, and that although yes, I may be a carrier, that doesn't mean that I can't do anything someone else can. I may have to approach it differently, but nothing is unobtainable. I remember when I was 7 years old, I remember this very distinctly. I was watching my dad infuse one night, and I looked at him and I went, Dad, so who takes care of you and your hemophilia? And he responded back to me, my hematologist does. I go and see him, I go to our hemophilia center, and I get treated. And at 7 years old, I told him I wanted to become a hematologist and that I want to see changes in this community to better the lives of everyone. And I've done my best to stay true to that promise to myself, and have every intention of keeping it. I'm now attending school at Canisius College in Buffalo, and I'm studying health and wellness with a pre-med concentration. And my ultimate goal is to become a physician assistant in hematology. I feel so strongly about giving back to this community because I'm sure as many people feel, it's given so much to myself and my family. In 2014, I was accepted into the National Youth Leadership Institute through NHF. And this is when I truly started to see how big of a community this is and how tight-knit it is as well. And through NYLI, I've been able to develop leadership skills and meet many other inspirational people within this community. It has shown me and given me the confidence that with my bleeding disorders family behind me, my NYLI family, that I can really accomplish anything. And despite every obstacle that's been thrown my way in the past year and a half, I've been able to bounce back and accomplish things I never thought were possible. For my leadership skills in NYLI, I'm now serving a second term on my sorority, Phi Sigma Sigma's executive board. After seeing my passion for improving the quality of lives of others, I was asked to join a research team at Canisius College in the Department of Kinesiology, working with autistic children and studying their physical activity levels. About a year ago, at 19 years old, I was actually voted onto the board of directors for the Hemophilia Center of Western New York. Through my experience, one of the biggest things I've taken away is that it's important to give back to our community, but it's just as important to give back to other communities as well. So from that, I decided to take a volunteer position at Roswell Park Cancer Institute, and every week I go there and I volunteer. I work with both outpatient and inpatient, and I see these people at their worst and their best, and it's given me a chance to understand just how important this is and how important it will be for my future. I've done my best to treat everyone with respect, kindness, and compassion, and I think these are all very important elements that I've learned through the bleeding disorder community, and I think it's important for every aspect of my life. And as I look around this room, I know I speak for many other people when I say this, that this community and NHF has provided a tremendous amount of support for everyone and anyone who's affected by some way by a bleeding disorder. NHF has helped to educate the families that are afflicted with bleeding disorders and has tried to actually expand that education to medical personnel and the general public. This year I have the honor of serving on the annual meeting planning committee for this year's NHF's annual meeting in July. I believe that every family should have the opportunity to attend at least one annual meeting in their lifetime. This event is crucial for information and updates on treatment, as well as finding friendship and support for those both affected and unaffected within the community. If it wasn't for NHF, I don't think I would be where I am today. My story of how hemophilia has affected my life and driven my passion for medicine, as well as helping others, is just one of thousands of stories. The people who I've met and been able to advocate alongside are some of the most inspirational people I've ever met. It's such an indescribable feeling to have so many different stories and people coming together to work for one ultimate goal, which is a better life for everyone in the bleeding disorders community. When I look at my dad, the kids in my HTC and their families, I don't see negativity or sadness, I see hope. I see hope for a cure someday. I also see hope that someday my children will never have to hear about a target joint or be told they can't do something because of their bleeding disorder. I believe they'll be seen for who they are and not their bleeding disorder. This can happen because of the great strides being made in modern medicine, especially in the areas of research into bleeding disorders. The more research and development that can be done, the more success stories can become a reality. While there have been great strides, there is much more work to be done. Part of this work includes education and networking within this community. We need to give families the opportunity to be an integral part of this journey. The truth is, the ability to sponsor families comes at a financial cost, which is one of the reasons we are here tonight. We are honoring those who have done so much to help the bleeding disorders community, but it's now for us to focus on the future. We need to focus on the future too. Please open your hearts and give generously, and we need to stand together to support these families any way that we are able to do so. There are many more realities and success stories yet to come, and this is just mine. Please choose to be a part of this very special opportunity.
Yeah.